Hey everyone, it's that UK Gamer with another collection video where I will be showcasing the games I have for a specific console, telling you what I've got, what I think, what my favourites are, and asking for your input on your favourites and recommendations. I previously did a video on the GameCube. This time I'm switching to Sega, and specifically the Mega Drive or Genesis, depending where you are. Now, I have approximately 45 Mega Drive games, but because I love so many of them, I have decided to split this into two parts. This is part 1, where I'll cover up to the letter M. N to Z will come next week. So, in this video there will be 23 games. I hope you enjoy what you see. And before we get into it, I just want to say thank you for watching the video. If you do like what you see, give me a like, a thumbs up, which I know is the same thing, but whatever. Comments, subscribe, press the notification bell, all of it is appreciated. So thank you. And now, into the video. Starting off with The Little Mermaid. Oh yeah. The Disney games on Mega Drive, to be fair, generally were epic. I think everyone knows that the best ones are probably either Aladdin or The Lion King. Unfortunately, I don't have Aladdin, which gives away I have Lion King, but we'll come to that later. But I got this one for free off my girlfriend, and to be honest, I'm happy because it's a Mega Drive game for my collection, and to be fair, it's not bad playing it. I watched the film when I was a kid, and it's not actually a bad game. Not as good as Aladdin or Lion King, but not bad. If that doesn't take you back to your childhood in the 90s, I don't know what will. Nice condition as well. Next up, racing game. And I do apologise, there will be a few sports games in this video and the next video. But part 2 has probably got way more Mega Drive classics. So if this video isn't for you, please check out part 2 though, when it's up. Anyway, Ayrton Senna's Super Monaco GP2. I got this for £1.50. CX didn't have a label for it, so I just put a Master System label on it, which put it at £1.50. Not complaining. I love Formula 1. I have this and the first one on Master System. Graphics don't seem too bad. Not sure how well you can see that. No manual though. But still, £1.50. Not complaining. Brian Lara Cricket. Never played this one. Probably should do with my brother, because we played some cricket games later on the Xbox 360, which were fun. And Brian Lara is a, well, cricket legend, to be honest. It has his autograph on it. Look, ooh, it's officially licensed. But it looks like probably a typical 2D cricket game. Doubt it's bad. It also has a distinct Codemaster shaped cartridge. Game I found out about through my girlfriend. I imagine many of you may have seen it, or at least the PlayStation version. Bubsy 3D, which is terrible. But this is Bubsy itself. And Claude Encounters of the third kind. Don't know where I got Purd from. This one actually isn't a bad 2D side-scrolling platformer. I have played it and I quite enjoyed it. I don't think I enjoy the 3D version though, from what I've seen. But this one itself is worth checking out. And in good condition as well. I only got it for about £3, I think. So I'm happy with that. Apart from the fact it gets falling out. But it does have the card from Accolade, even saying Bubsy. Ooh. Bubsy. There is Bubsy 2, which I've also played, but I don't own yet. The first football game, and come on, if you've seen my videos, you knew it was coming. It's a VHS case. Yep, I went there. Didn't have the case, just got the cartridge, so I bought some black VHS cartridges, cases, and using it. This one I like in particular because it's Champions World Soccer Ryan Giggs, and it's got Ryan Giggs, who is a Manchester United legend, and if you know me, you know I love Manchester United. So yeah, this was cheap. This was like about £1 or something. No box, as I said, so. But it's a football game, it's for the Mega Drive, it's got Ryan Giggs. I'm not complaining. Okay, and we have another VHS case. Woo! Considering I bought these for 10p from a boot sale. They're a little bit bigger, but otherwise they seem to fit in alright. This game though is a bit better than the last one, even though I will admit that. It's a game I've wanted on Mega Drive for a long time, and I will get boxed one day. It is. Don't know how well you can see this, but Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine. It's a puzzle game where you have to link up 4 of the same colours at least, put them on the other side and knock them out. Love this game. And if you look carefully, you can see it's got Scratch Grounder and Coconuts from Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog, which in my opinion is the best Sonic cartoon, not Sat AM. And I'm sure I just upset someone saying that, but I love Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog. Whether that's a UK thing, I don't know, but I love that series. And I love this game. This bet may be more to American tastes. EA Sports double header with ice hockey and American football. I think this was about £3 for 2 Mega Drive games essentially, so not complaining. Classic EA cartridge. Doesn't say Genesis, it does say Mega Drive though. With that distinct yellow bit, which I never figured out what that was for. Anyone know? If you do, let me know in the comments. But £3 for 2 sports games? To be honest, I'm not moaning. Also, ice hockey seems to be really, really fun. I want to try it, so I'm not complaining. I'm happy with that. I've seen a couple of videos on this lately, so I'm intrigued about it. Haven't only played it once, but that's European Club Soccer. I was able to beat Manchester United, and I got beat 3-0 by Hamburg, which isn't good. Took some getting used to the controls, but it actually looks pretty good. Feels like a classic 90s football game though. I think this cost me £5. Got the manual, got the cartridge, so hasn't got the licensed players, but it does have the official team, so that's a good thing. But you can even see it's got that West Ham right there and Hamburg. Yeah, one worth checking out. I said about it earlier. F1, the official product for the F1 Formula 1 World Championships. I've got a few games for that for the 64, the Dreamcast, PlayStation, and Xbox 360. I think that's it. Looks quite good. Quite hard to play though. Definitely takes some getting used to. I find it harder than the newer games, which may be a bit weird. But it's got very old cars, as you can see. Also, Domok, maker of many old Sega Mega Drive and Master System games. He bought out by EA, I think. But they're on some pretty good games. Prince of Persia. I said the official F1 game. Elsewhere, but I can't think where. Have you seen Domok before? What do you think of him? Let me know. Electronic Arts here. F-22 Interceptor. This game was hard to play. It took some real getting used to, and even then, I was terrible. Unfortunately, it's a flight simulator, which should be quite fun, especially as it's a jet file. It's also from Electronic Arts when they were actually good, and before they did a thing such as paid DLC. There was a time, for those of you that have never experienced it, there was a time. Yeah, actually looks pretty colourful. Maybe I have to give it another go. You get to use sidewinders. Another game given to me by my girlfriend. I think she regrets it now. One day we will get you it. I promise. One day. You know what game I'm talking about. Fantastic Dizzy and Cosmic Spacehead. Fantastic Dizzy is a 2D side-scrolling platformer. Quite fun, but doesn't cut it with Mario and Sonic by a long shot, if you ask me, generally. I think there are other Dizzy games, though, if I remember. And Cosmic Spacehead looks like the guy from Bicycles. I'm sorry, he does. He's from Bicycles. And that is a sort of side-scrolling platformer RPG sort of game. It's weird. It's okay when you start getting into it, but it's quite hard to get used to and to get into. But yeah, I'm just gonna leave it there. But that's the back. And again, being Codemasters, got the distinct shape. It only has the Cosmic Spacehead manual, unfortunately, but still, I'm happy. Thank you for that. Right. I'm going to do 4 games in one here, so you may be able to guess what games they are, especially if you've noticed I've been going alphabetically. As I said, if you know me, you know I love football, so I'm sure you know what's coming. It is FIFA. Yep, there's 4 of them there. International Soccer from 94, 95, 96, and apparently FIFA 99p. It's not, it's FIFA 97, but it's FIFA 99p apparently. Went 3 for 2 in Game Station. I miss Game Station. Did you know they were owned by Blockbusters before being sold to Game? I didn't, but they were. Imagine that. £2 you could buy 3 megadrive games. What a shame they're gone. Anyway, off topic. I've played all of them. My favourites would be either this one, the first one, mostly because when the referee goes to book you, which seems to be quite hard, randomly, you can run away from him. It's funny as anything. I did see a video on YouTube where someone did this to the Benny Hill music and it fit perfectly. Check it out. The other one I'd say, the FIFA 99p. Indoor football. I once literally pretty much shot from kick-off and scored straight away. I don't think my brother was impressed with that. But that's fun, indoor football. It's better than the outdoor football on here, if you ask me. And also, when you press A, B or C, you do the noises for the celebration. And you can really drive someone crazy with that. I tell you, you really, really can. It's fun though. It's really fun. I apologise if there is what could be considered an overabundance of football games. I do want to, and I'm getting other games on Mega Drive, but partly these games are cheap and I didn't have much money to buy it, but also as I said, I love football, so of course I'm going to get them. I know this is slightly off topic maybe, but let me know if you want me to video on what football games I have, or even just what FIFA I have, because I have tons of them. Seriously, I have so many FIFA games. But yeah, if you are a football game, I think at the time, definitely worth checking out. Couple more sports games. The tennis tournament Grand Slam, or Grand Slam tennis tournament, depending if you look at it there or on the back. Doesn't have real players on it. It's got what would be a Navratilova, but it's Motilva, I think. Looks kind of basic, the graphics though, if you ask me. I think I prefer Wimbledon on the Mars system, if I'm totally honest. Although, the different courts look good. That's a good touch. Alongside FIFA, this may be one of the best football games on the Mega Drive. International Superstar Soccer Deluxe. I have the basic International Superstar Soccer on the SNES. This is the deluxe version, which is also on the SNES. And it looks good, but there's definitely in the design and layout elements of the 64 version, which, to be fair, is quite possibly my favourite football game of all time. International Superstar Soccer 64. That's a fun game. Check it out. But this one, I'm yet to play this. I will play this for my brother soon, because he'll be able to compare it with me to ISS 64. It even has the same team for England. I love it. Banks, Walker, Adams, Wright, Moore, Charlton, Hoddle, Platt, Morley, Keegan and Regis. Not the real players, because it's T. Keegan and R. Banks. Rest in peace, Gordon Banks. But still, this should be pretty good. I think this was £6. Unfortunately, no manual. But a nice little Konami label. Okay, we have 6 games in this lot left. Let's get into it. Now, third game from my girlfriend. James Pond 2, codename Robocod. I think I've played this, but it was a long time ago. And I think it was on an Amiga. I 500, I think. So, yeah, a while ago. It's a 2D side-scrolling platform, if I remember rightly. It looks quite colourful, and as you can even tell just from the name, James Pond Codenamed Robocod is taking the mick out of real name movies. Which is a nice touch, admittedly. Whether they could do it now is another question. But it does have Santa Claus, Christmas. It also has penguins with a picture and ice skates. Come on, everyone wants the ice skating penguins, don't they? I do. Jimmy White's Whirlwind Snooker. This game's a bargain. I picked it up for £1 at the London video game market last year. Hope to go back there in July and pick up more bargains. And maybe even see some of you. Actually has decent 3D, pretty good 3D graphics, to be honest. Controls took a bit of getting used to, but when you did, it's actually a fun game to play. So if you like snooker, and I know you do, Retro Crazy, eh? I know you do. I would check this game out. It's generally pretty cheap. I know I got lucky with £1, but it generally is pretty cheap and looks pretty good. It's also by Virgin Games, who I'm sure some of you haven't seen for a long, long time, but may also have noticed with the Little Mermaid game earlier. That was another thing that's disappeared. And talking of Virgin Games, and games we talked about earlier, The Lion King. Classic Mega Drive game, and hard as anything, to be honest. That Stampede level, I'd heard it was hard, and I can confirm that it's true. Yeah, it's hard. In fact, the game's quite hard. But that's what makes it a good game. It's hard, but it's not impossible. It just takes practice. This is what 2D side-scrolling platforms should be like. And it's also very, very colourful. Look at it. But for a Disney game, which were generally really good at the time, what do you expect? You'd expect it to be really good. I think I got this really cheap from Cash Converters for like £2 or something. Okay, it's a bit dusty, but got the manual, good condition. Got the cartridge, good condition. I am not complaining. This was a bargain. And this, if you have a Mega Drive, is a game I would highly recommend getting. I'd say out of all the games I've shown you so far, probably this one is the one that you need to get. Along with maybe a FIFA game, but that might just be me being biased again. But otherwise, this one. I'd definitely say that one. 3 more games. And to be honest, 3 of my favourites on the system. I have ones which are more favourite than them, but that'll be in the second half system. And you may well know which ones I'm on about. But the first one, Mega Games 1. This is a 3-in-1 compilation. There's 2 more. I think 2 has like Streets of Rage, Revenge of Shinobi and Golden Axe. And 3, I can't think what's on it, but I think Super Thunder Force maybe? Don't quote me on that though. This one has Super Hang-On, Columns, and World Cup Italia 90, sorry. World Cup Italia 90, football game, but I suck at it. And Retro Crazy will tell you that. I suck. Super Hang-On seems quite similar to Outrun in style, but on motorbikes, but it's a very, very good game still. For a motorbike racing game, and at the time, it's definitely the one I'd go with. It also looks pretty colourful. I'll show you the back in a sec. But my favourite of the 3 has to be Columns. I've played it years and years ago on the Master System, on Master Games 1, which I have. It's a puzzle game, like we have to link the same colours in a row. It's really good. So this game is generally reasonably cheap, and considering you get 3 good games on it, definitely worth having for your collection. I highly recommend it. As for the look, games don't look too bad, look pretty colourful. And of course the Columns music is retro and classic as anything. And unfortunately I only have 1 manual for World Cup Italia 90, but I've got a nice condition cartridge here. Like I said, along the Lion Kings, I recommend this. This next game, I know there are at least 3 versions of, but I've got the original. It is Micro Machines. Love Micro Machines. You drive as tiny cars on, well, I suppose, standard size items like tables and bathtubs. Yeah, as you can see from this, you got the breakfast table there. You got a snooker or pool table. No, that's the bathtub. We also get to do as helicopters, tanks, boats. Really, really fun game. If you like racing games and you have Mega Drive, this is probably one of the ones I'd say go for. Or failing that, there's number 2, and I think Micro Machines 96. This game is 2-player. Number 2 is 4-player with 2 controller slots on the cartridge, which there are some games which have. I think I've got 1 or 2 in the second half. But that's the first game I knew of. And also, as you can tell, it's from CEX, because I never removed this for some reason. Although, this is one of the first ones I picked up from CEX a good few years ago. Weren't much either about the time, about $2.50 I think. And, again, classic Codemasters cartridge and good manual. We're at a very good bit with the Mega Drive at the end here. I hope you stayed here to watch it. And this is more like what the second half of this video will be. Yes, there will be football games, sports games, but there's a load of really generally good Mega Drive games, including Sonic. But you knew that'd be coming. It's Mega Drive, it's me. You knew it. Okay. One game remaining. Wanted this game for so long and picked it up at MCM Comic Con in London 4 or 5 years ago for £7 I think. This game's a classic, especially if you were a kid at the time of this and of the Mega Drive. I'm talking about Go Go Power Rangers. Yeah, this is a classic in my mind. One of the games I wanted for this system for so long, and I love it. Unlike the SNES one, which I believe is a side-scrolling beat-em-up like Streets of Rage, Double Dragon, this one's more Street Fighter style. A 2D fighting one-on-one game. You can fight as the Power Rangers, as monsters, even as the Megazord, Dragonzord. I think you can be like Goldar. So, yeah. Looks pretty. There are some characters' moves that are a bit OP, I will admit that. But this is a very fun game. If you like your fighting games, and especially if you were a kid at the time this was on and you watched this, like I was, and like some people I know who watch this are, you want this game. You really want this game. There are actually more. There's a movie game. And I think one more. But I can't think what. But I know there's some on SNES. But either way, I want them. And although it's not in the greatest condition, I have the manual. And to be honest, this is one of my favourite looking cartridges of all time. This takes me back to when I was about 7 or 8. So, if that, maybe even younger. So yeah, I love this game. Might get a better condition case at some point though. But this is a very fun game and will take you back to your childhood. I promise you. So, that's the first half of my Mega Drive collection. 23 games. The next half will have 22. Unless I acquire any more before then. In which case I'll throw them in with that. Do you have a Sega Mega Drive or Genesis? And if you do, what do you think of it? What do you think of the games I've shown you? What games do you have? What's your favourite game? Out of the games I've shown you, what's your favourite and what do you recommend I should get? I want to build up my Mega Drive collection and your input will help with that immensely. Provided I have space, and I have some now, so that helps. Anyway, thank you for watching the video. It is much appreciated. As I said, as are any likes, subscriptions, shares, notifications, when you do the bell, all of it. I would like to say thank you for sticking with me, even though the video hasn't been out for a while. I was trying to record this, but I wasn't happy with it, which is why I ended up deciding to split it in 2. So I apologise for the delay. There will be updates regarding game acquisitions, maybe some random gaming stuff, and when the video is coming out on my social media, which will be in the description below. So please feel free to check that out as well. But for now, I'd just like to say thank you for watching the video. Look out for part 2 in the next week. And I hope you've enjoyed what you see, and I hope you enjoy what you see in the future on the channel. But for now, thank you, and I will see you later.